So tonight we are going to look at one of our top 6 favorite episodes, although there are many more. I know we're calling it number 4, but
number 4.
It's not necessarily like the 4th favorite episode, but it's
no,
number
they're
4.
all
They're all good.
Our favorite 6, and they are number 4. When we get down to number 1, we still like number 4 just as much.
Yeah, just as much. This one was about Nick and Sky. With what was it? Gatsmenta Films or Nick Armenta Films or Gatsmenta.
Yeah.
Gatsmenta. That's right. Those are 2 last names mashed together.
I could redo this segment, but we're not going to.
No. But they were a lot of fun. Really knowledgeable about filmmaking, and just a real hoot to talk with on set.
Yeah, and this is if you want to watch this without us yammering between it, it's episode 105, and this one is on YouTube. It's also it was our first of the 3rd year, so it's on Rumble as well. So you can find us in both places at the Third Chair. So yeah, enjoy this one.
Yeah, I sure had a lot of fun with it. Welcome to the Third Chair. I'm here with our guests, Nick Gatsby and Sky Armenta, and of course our co-host Doug, who always battles to get a word in edgewise. And
I'm going to start this off with something. I didn't realize, because it isn't like the one Daisy is married to in The Great Gatsby, isn't his name Nick, or somebody named Nick?
Nick Carraway, I believe, is the other. He's the narrator of the story. And
he's the friend of the Gatsby.
Yeah,
Nick Carraway. I thought he was like a seed dealer. Yeah.
It's when Peter said the name, it just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
And we have to apologize to our audience. We are called the Third Chair. But if you're watching, you can see that we have 4 chairs here tonight.
Now we have 3 chairs and a stool tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
So still 3 chairs.
I'll change all the graphics now.
Yeah, and all the and the name of the show, the 3rd chair and a stool.
Now we're kind of the 1 chair because you're over there and I'm back here, and tonight you're just going to see a little bit of you.
Yeah, and these guys were really great to talk with, just so young and dynamic, and with their filmmaking.
And we've seen a lot of their work already with a couple of different things, and they're very creative with what they come up with, and I'm looking forward to seeing how all this particular film. I haven't come across it on Tubi yet, but I keep looking.
I still don't have Tubi.
Easy to get.
To be or not to be.
And I had some tracks left over from a very talented composer named Julie McCarthy. She did music for one of my past projects called The Trip House. That kind of fell apart, so I just reached out to her and it's like, can I use the spare tracks that we didn't use for the Trip House, use it for Zapper. So about a good half and half there.
Well, that's a lot of talent right there in the middle 2 seats. Yeah. So you have a company named Gatsmenta Films, and I heard this name and I said, they've picked a really interesting word from a foreign language. Is it Italian? Is it Spanish? But I'm told in our pre-production meeting that is not correct. How did we come up with Gatsmenta?
That is definitely our name mashup.
Yeah, that's our name mashup. So I guess it is part Spanish. Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't totally off.
No.
Yeah. Now, I saw your logo. To me, it looked like a mushroom with a mustache.
Yeah.
You'd be right.
Okay. Please elaborate.
That definitely fits in with a little bit of their style, with especially Nick. Where Sky would do this more serious, darker stuff, he would do the more, what do you call it, surreal.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking that he was seeing how the politics was leaning towards legalized magic mushrooms in Colorado. But I don't know.
I don't know if that helps his writing process or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's where he was thinking, but he sure does some hallucinogenic friendly films.
Hopefully, it doesn't require you to use the mushrooms yourselves to understand.
Yeah, maybe in our new project, maybe we'll have the villain slip some magic mushrooms into somebody's food or something.
We're not going to bring Doug in and test it on him, are we?
No, I don't think
That
so.
would be kind of rude.
He would have a very interesting baseball blog.
And he wouldn't be able to count properly anymore.
No.
Kind of like pulling from the 90s and 60s.
Yeah,
sort of
we have a
like-
good mashup of different decades of movie periods, and I know pretty much since I started filmmaking, I've very much been interested in surrealism and psychedelic. And kind of combining that along with like experimental films. So that's kind of what we've been kind of throwing our hat in the ring towards, you know.
So, like, do you play a lot of Jimi Hendrix?
We have a lot of
I love
Yeah,
Jimi
yeah.
Hendrix.
A great guitarist.
I
don't-
have Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I think
Pink
Pink
Floyd.
Floyd might be our biggest like inspiration
Yeah.
for stuff.
Sure,
You know,
Sure.
a lot of '60s psychedelic music, and you know, even today there's a lot of psychedelic genres and stuff like that, experimental music. That's I know for me personally, that's been a big inspiration for what I do.
Yeah.
Yes, so you got this company, and I know, because I've seen some of your social media, you offer different kinds of services. Trying to make a living. We're all trying to make a living.
Yeah.
What kinds of services, like, say, if there was someone from the general public, if they were looking for something, would your company provide?
So I think a big thing is Sky has a degree in cinematography from Full Sail. I have my experience with cinematography, operating cameras and stuff, in directing. Mostly what people are looking for, at least in Colorado, is someone who could just operate a
Videography.
camera really well and edit. So that's
So,
kind
like,
of...
you do weddings?
Weddings.
We do weddings, we do...
We do like events and
You've
stuff
never
like that.
died from that?
Yeah.
Did you, no,
He won-
Stayed out of the weddings. We're still alive.
I've seen Angry Brides.
Yeah, you need a secret service force to protect you if you mess up their video. But
Yeah.
more power to them.
Yeah.
They're still around, I think.
Call the groom side the best man.
Yeah.
So kind of
Groomsman.
the last wedding we did, the best man and the second groomsman, they had a speech and they just made it really awkward, if that makes sense.
It was hard to edit. That's all that it
Yeah, and
was. It was just hard to make it not cringy.
Yeah, and the bride was not really feeling their speech too well.
we just had to cut her reaction slot out. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we basically did away with the speech too.
But
We
we
made a
do.
company charter that we don't do weddings. We don't want
Seen
to
too
die.
many angry. I had a good friend who hired a real nice company to video her wedding, and they totally botched it. Had zero film to show for it. Yeah, which is it's like there's safer things to do, like swim with great white sharks, than film weddings. Yeah, and
because that's their day.
that's their day.
Yeah. With our company, as far as weddings go, we kind of specialize in what I call like music video wedding reels, where we'll do like a regular type wedding video where we record all the audio and stuff, all the vows, but what the bride and groom want, what their family want, is just kind of like a montage of the whole wedding experience with some really nice music. We let the bride and groom pick out the music, and we just take the best clips of the event and we display them in kind of like a montage with the soundtrack they provided
that's
us.
really
I mean, you
Yeah.
can have a lot of fun with that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what if you pick some songs like "What's Love Got to Do
Yeah.
with Got to Do"?
I wish they chose songs like that, but usually it's not.
Heard it from a friend. You've been messing around. Yeah.
So you've done this for a while.
You could have a really good time with one of those if they don't pay you.
What's your favorite?
The editing comes out just a little different.
Yeah.
It's different.
I usually have different songs.
I like
in
that I
mind.
Get to Love You song.
Yeah. Well, they one of the songs I liked that they chose was "My Girl" by the I think it's by the Shy Lights. My Girl, that. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The people dance to.
Yeah.
The Four Tops, the Temptations spinning around.
Or is it the Temptations?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you never used Another One Bites the Dust or Highway to Hell?
No. That would be interesting, though.
That would be fun too.
Yeah.
So,
We do acting classes too with our company too. So I just want to plug that.
Yeah.
hold that thought. We're going to come right back to that after this break. Welcome back to the third chair. We're here with Nick and Sky and, of course, Doug. And I checked my ID. I'm still Peter. And so we're talking about that your company also offers acting lessons. So tell us about that a little bit. And sort of like you help people prepare for auditions or if they have a part, working with them as a side partner, or what kinds of things do you do?
So basically what we do is we offer on a pay-what-you-can basis, which is, I think, one of the first in Colorado. I haven't heard of anyone else who's been doing it. But it was really important to me that we offered like a pay-what-you-can basis where there's no judgment whether they give like $1 or like $50 per hour. Doesn't matter. It was really important to me for that just because as I was like building up my credits as an actor, living in LA, it was really hard for me to afford continuing my acting training as I was there just because it was just impossible. So we do that, and what we do is basically I ask for the actor to come in with like a prepared monologue. It can be comedic or drama, I don't care. And then we just sort of go through it. We start and stop and see where we can like work out the kinks and everything like that. And a lot of my last client, they were preparing for a audition for Juilliard. And so we had to work on 3 different types of monologues. So it just depends on like what the actor's need is and what they're looking for.
Do you teach them to slate too? Like,
Yeah.
I'm Peter, turn, I'm independent,
Yep.
non-union.
Yeah. And luckily we have Nick, so Nick records the entire audition and he cuts it.
I wonder if they teach to not break the slate, where to find the bolts when they drop off on the floor.
Yeah.
But I like that they offer a service that isn't terribly costly, and it takes in the fact that a young actor in college
Might be totally broke.
might have $5 and they may need 4 of that for coffee.
Yeah.
So do you put some of these people in your movies?
We're thinking about putting one of my acting clients in one of our movies. Her name is Anne Marie. She's great. Super willing to kind of like go outside the box and try something that's not comfortable, which is what we kind of look for in actors.
Definitely.
Is just like actors that are willing to kind of go out of their comfort zone and try something that looks silly or feels silly, because like it or not, it looks better on camera than it feels, which is a lot of the time. So that's really cool. So we meet a lot of cool actors just from like hosting our own little acting lessons and things like that.
Have you found, and I don't know what percentage of the time this is, I've talked with a lot of people that will be filmed, to have a part in a movie or whatever, and they literally do not want to watch the final project.
I'm like that.
They don't want to watch themselves act. Everyone else is saying great, and you look at it and you go, oh, that was so terrible, or I could have done better. Do you find that common sort of feeling?
Yeah. I mean, as an like, I hate seeing myself on camera, absolutely. I hate watching myself back. I hate watching our video when I'm on screen. I hate it. But I think fact of the matter is that you're not going to get any better unless you kind of like confront those flaws and confront those like perceived ideas of what is good and what isn't.
You know, I did some voiceover work, and because I have a medical science background, I narrated some pretty significant medical stuff. And when I auditioned, the guy literally is telling me, "Where have you been my life? Yours is exactly the voice I've been looking for years." And I'm thinking to myself, really? I mean, I hear myself talk all the time, and it's like,
Right.
yeah. And so,
It's sort of like pulling yourself back and seeing yourself from a different person's perspective, because that's what the camera is. It's just a different perspective on what reality is. You know?
Yeah.
you know, I have another question, and I'm not exactly sure how to ask this. You all both do a lot of similar things, but I understand you sort of take turns. Does that mean like someone's doing more writing and more acting while the other person's doing more producing or directing or editing?
It's hard in the same line, when you're in the same line of work. Like if one is just the editor and the other is the actor, then
Yeah.
less. But if you're being directed and your partner directs differently from you, that would be hard to not give corrections based on what you think it should look like.
Oh, totally. It's definitely a skill set to be able to be directed and coachable, even if you think you know what's best.
Or think you know what you think is best.
On one project, and after that, Sky will helm the next. You know, it just flip flops.
Do you have different styles of
Yeah.
acting? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like
He's more surrealist, which I really appreciate, and I'm more of like a realist type of like gritty, raw type of film, whereas he's more like fantastical and like just bizarre, off the wall, Lynchian type of stuff. So it's cool when we come together, you know.
So have you become more fantastical and you become more realist for working together?
I think
I
so.
have,
Yeah, I think we kind of have traded some traits back and forth as far as like filmmaking goes, and you know, I think that keeps our projects more grounded, more interesting, more
something
more
that people would
original.
want to watch.
Yeah.
Because just by itself, I think like Nick's is so surreal that like it's for a niche group, and mine is so like disturbing that it's for a niche group, and then when we like combine it, it's sort of more of appealing to other audiences.
Yeah, definitely.
you know, I think of you know, some very different style directors like Clint Eastwood, because he got his start in a lot of westerns. You know, he basically, when he was directing, he would say like, "Go ahead." You know, they didn't do the lights, cameras, action because it scared the horses and they couldn't film. And so it was like very low key, like, go when you're ready. And then you had other
That's
people
why
like,
you didn't say a word.
you did say, but
Where
then,
he said, "Go ahead and make my
Yeah.
day."
That was in the Dirty Harry movie.
that series. You know, or Kubrick. He was always known for going to the actors, and the only feedback he'd give them after a take was, make it more interesting. you know,
Pretty much,
he wouldn't tell you
Honestly,
like what
that's
you
a
did
no.
right, what you did wrong. You know, just make it more interesting and shoot again until it was interesting, whatever that meant.
Yeah.
Honestly, I appreciate that because I've worked with too many directors that give 0 notes. They're like, okay, let's run it again.
Well, the thing, the thing with Kubrick too, because I'm a huge Kubrick fan, is he would actually go to the actors and ask them like what they thought the story should go, like he would ask them what ideas they should bring to the movie, like how they think a scene should go, how they think the story should go, and
Collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Hal?
Yeah. I don't know if he talked to Hal.
You got to let actors have ownership of their character. I mean,
sure.
to a degree, it's still got to fit within the framework of your film, but
Yeah, but I also think it's good if a director will say, you know, give me 3 different interpretations of this scene.
yeah.
You know, give me angry, sad, or disturbed, or whatever. Because I think directors can be surprised when they let an actor run with the part.
Yeah.
You know, a director looking at the script will always have their idea of in their mind of what this scene should sort of look like. But it's nice when they can be surprised.
And the actor has time to think about their character outside of the script and what they would look like, feel like, sound like, how they'd react to certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all our actors that we kill, they just got to die well.
Ethically, yeah.
Yours will be an epic death. I don't know about ethic death.
I want to change it. You know,
I
it's like you
understand
can't,
that,
but you can't because these lines have to be delivered to make the movie make sense.
Yeah, you know, there's some Tarantino filmmakers, writers out there that like you have to say every single word the way it's written.
I'm not
And
necessarily
we're not
way.
like that. I'm not in love.
As long as it doesn't like destroy the integrity of
Yeah.
the film and it doesn't like make it so that the audience can't follow the storyline, then I'm fine with the actor following their own instincts and kind of like making their own thing sound natural.
I'm not totally in love with my dialogue. I try to write how people talk. I don't try to do this Tarantino-esque deal where they're talking like they came out of 1950s Howard Hawks movie. I just try to write as like simplistic as possible when it comes to the dialogue, and I'm not married to the dialogue. I write it down so there's stepping points to progress the story. But I'm like, if you guys have any way to make this dialogue better, let me know.
Yeah, but you do run into problems, especially at higher levels, because you have people that are getting assigned writing credits, and if an actor changes too many lines, it may affect who actually can get writing credit,
And
or
we'll
whether you have
discuss
to
the
add
details of that
Yeah.
after this break.
another break.
Yes.
This is our second one.
Very
Yes,
good,
it's
Peter.
been 10.5 minutes.
Welcome back to the third chair. And Peter, I got him going during the break. And we're going to talk about, you mentioned earlier you did a film called Zapper, and it's actually full length, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Zapper is a kind of a surrealist tale. I was trying to make something simplistic as far as stories go, and so I was trying to bring it back into like that childhood imaginary type thing where you just kind of make up shit as you go.
We were very like stream of consciousness.
Very
I think,
stream
when
of consciousness.
when we did
yeah.
that film.
It's basically about different factions of gangsters who are all after the same goal of collecting this, capturing this ancient relic as theirs. So they're all kind of battling it out, but little do they know they're all part of like this game where they're kind of just killing each other for these higher ups amusement.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
Surreal.
Is that the clip where people are shooting at each other with bananas?
It is now actually listed on Tubi.
What, Zapper?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's also, I think they put it on YouTube as well. I don't know if YouTube is just clips, but yeah, it's available on Tubi, which does both streamed episodes as well as presented episodes at certain times. But I'm glad to see they got that out there. I hope they got a little bit of cash for it too.
Well, they probably got some sort of licensing deal.
Yeah. Not as much as you would, but I think those days it's hard to get the really big licensing deals anymore.
it's real bananas.
So, I mean, the budget was pretty good. Cause you go to the store, you buy a bunch of bananas.
No, exactly.
Then at the end of the scene, you have a snack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So you
definitely.
put, Wait a minute, I don't want to use the ones Joe used as a gun because he squished too hard. I don't want that banana.
And
That's for the banana pudding.
yeah. And are there semi-automatic bananas and automatic bananas?
Not to spoil anything, but there is a semi-automatic weapon in the movie, but it's not a banana. It's something else. I won't spoil it, but
I hope it's a pineapple. Our producer hates pineapple.
YouTube using pineapple against.
Man, we all use whatever weapons we can get.
It's really, really wrong.
These guys up there stairs are even worse, right?
So
At least the way I understand it.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and play the trailer at some part during the show.
Thanks for being here, man. I hope I didn't have you waiting too long. I got in touch with some top-level guys. And they're paying some serious dough to go after the kings of Boone. If you accept this job, step forward, collect your weapon, and your fat stack deposit.
what the fuck?
Bring forth the carnage! Give me that board first.
But I watched the.
The effects they use, that's post-production stuff that's really hard to do.
Do you think they used some sort of Adobe?
My guess is that they would, because the stuff they were doing would need a lot of production power. There's a couple of other ones out there. They also could have used Final Cut as well, but they need some really good After Effects type stuff to be able to pull off what they did. I think they had told me Adobe, but I don't remember.
I don't either.
Be just out there, and that's kind of what we tried bringing into this movie. So Yellow Submarine was indeed like a huge inspiration on the film.
We just wanted it cartoony and
very
fun
cartoony, yeah.
And
I laughed at that part where, without giving away too much.
Well, if it was in the trailer.
I tried my best not to spoil anything in the trailers.
But where that moose buck comes out and and you yell, "Oh, buck!"
Yeah, what the buck?
What the buck?
Yeah. So the buckhead is kind of like an intimidating force throughout the film. He kind of stalks characters around,
So this
calls
is
it a moose.
Sorrel, so I assume you were the director.
Yeah,
He
I was the
directed
director.
Zapper,
Yeah.
yep. Mhm.
Yeah, writer, director.
Yeah, I filmed it and I was acting in it, and he acted in it as well. So.
Yeah.
So you have people on the set. Now, do you pay them, or how does that work?
Yeah, we pay them. We pay them.
Yeah, we at least
What we do is we
was
feed our
Zapper-
people.
Yeah, we
We,
feed our
we
volunteers.
feed them
yeah,
and we
yeah.
pay them as much as we can.
Yeah, we had the very minuscule
Well, that's pretty
budget for
nice.
the film. We
Yeah.
at least gave them gas money for travel, and we fed them.
People with lines, we usually pay anywhere between like 50 and 70 for a day on set.
Wow.
But
good.
anyone without like extras, we try to throw them like gas money.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's good. I've been an extra in several films where they haven't even done the courtesy of that.
Oh, yeah. We'll cook a lot of chili and we throw them some gas with that.
Yeah, they'll get some gas from that.
Yeah, that's the gas. No, hopefully we can put together some money, but it is minimal. You have to, if you're coming with agreement, we don't have, this is almost a no budget film, feed them.
Yeah,
Feed them, make them comfortable, and make it fun. If it's not fun, then they're not going to act well anyway, and they need to enjoy the process.
So we'll have to.
That was the first time we were filming there too, but he let us film some other times.
Yeah.
So this has been picked up by Tubi, and I've heard of Tubi. Can you describe that to our?
So Tubi is it's a streaming site for movies, just like Amazon, just like Netflix. It's totally free. You don't have to subscribe to it. The only thing is they play commercials during the runtime of the film.
It's like Freeverse, which is Amazon's own.
Yeah, Freevee or whatever that's
and
called.
I think
Yeah.
Roku, which belongs to the TV.
They call it AVOD, which is advertisement video on demand. So there's SVOD, which is subscription, which would be like Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Does it have Maverick on it? The movie Maverick?
Probably on TV.
Probably, yeah.
the Top
I mean,
Gun,
Tubi.
No,
the
the
Wild
one
West
with
series?
Mel Gibson.
That's an 80s film, right? 80s, 90s,
Late
90s.
90s.
With him and
Yeah,
John
I
Fox.
guarantee they
I
have
think I
that
just
on
watched
there.
that
Yeah.
on Tubi.
They have a lot of,
They have really good films on Tubi.
Tubi is great for like older movies as well as indie stuff. Amazon has kind of shunned away indie filmmakers, and they're more focusing on mainstream stuff. But Tubi really embraces older films, cult films, underground movies, indie films. So it's like a great place for movies that have kind of been forgotten about, and they kind of bring that to the forefront on Tubi, which is really like awesome.
That's sad about Amazon because they got their start because of the indies.
Oh, they did, and
Everything
They used to
came from
champion
indie.
indie films
They-
on Amazon,
yeah,
and now it's just
exactly.
sort of like you get a cent for
Yeah,
an hour. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like it's
Well,
I was thinking earlier in the early days of cable, back in when I was in high school in the 70s and 80s.
1879.
70s.
Went back when you guys were watching it with Moses on that rock,
Yeah.
when he tapped the water out of it.
I
And
mean-
Doug was the antenna. He had to go or stand on it and
So-
hold his hand.
No, that's if you wanted PBS. You had to.
Had to do the reach.
It was ABC and CBS and NBC, and that was it, And then we got cable, and there was all kinds of creativity in the early days of cable. I mean, MTV was all music videos.
MTV
That was
was
it.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
When
crazy.
Sky and I were kids, they were still playing music videos like frequently. And
They
now
had like that
it's-
morning wake up where you woke
Yeah.
up before school.
I
and it
would
was 2
watch
hours
that
of
every
music
day
videos.
before school to see my favorite music videos.
My friend and I, we had a place together when we were in our early 20s, and we just turned on MTV all day, and we wouldn't be watching it, but we would stop and like, oh, that's an interesting video, and stop and watch that one. And
Yeah.
but it was stuff like that you could do in the early days of cable. But it's like everything else, as it becomes more sophisticated, some of the uniqueness goes away, and it becomes corporate.
Very corporate.
Sophisticated,
Yeah.
boring.
Well, that
Yeah.
raises a question though: to be or not to be.
And with that, we're going to break because
Did you make that joke on this episode too?
I did.
mine.
I'm sorry for that one.
Welcome back to the third chair, and we're talking about cable TV, Tubi, and Hamlet.
Shakespeare, yeah. Is it Hamlet? Yeah.
Yes.
And we have Nick and Sky.
That's when he's considering suicide.
Was he? Oh, I thought he was just ordering a
took a
cable
dark turn.
channel, yeah.
You know, I read that in
Yeah,
high school.
That was a shift in thinking.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're talking about suicide.
Oh my gosh, this guy was, because people say, was Hamlet mad or something?
Right.
And then I started reading it again, and I said, oh my gosh, he was mad.
Yeah, oh, he's batshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know,
Yes.
I wanted to mention as well, just before I forgot the thought, the trailer for Zapper. It also reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail a little bit too. There's that certain sort of slapstick humor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen enough of it, but
I know two guys who memorized that whole movie.
Really?
Yes, they can.
was
and
one
they-
of them John Cleese?
No, I mean,
I can recite all of Goodfellas. That's about it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They could recite Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
It's a classic. It's a
It
good
is a
one.
classic. I mean, that is.
And you would get in so much trouble if you tried to produce that today.
Yeah. That goes for a lot of movies
Oh,
and
yeah.
content,
Sure,
unfortunately. but
yeah.
The Mel Brooks's
History of the World.
Blazing Trail.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
Yeah.
Saddles. Oh, my.
What
a classic that is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that is it's a great movie. It's
No way it'll ever be
it's funny.
made. Yeah, made today.
Yeah, and it's even hard to find, I think, on streaming services because it doesn't meet the standard of cancellation. But yeah, it was great.
It's just kind of, once it's delivered, we're distributing through Film Hub, which is a great online distributor where you upload your movie and then they try to reach out to every streaming site they can, see if the streaming site is interested. So far.
Film Hub is the direction I think we'll go once we complete Sanitized.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll research all the options, and if it's the best one, absolutely.
And
Although I wonder if you have to be exclusive with them, like if they take your film and try and find a person, are you not allowed to submit it to other places?
I think they submit to multiple places.
Yeah, I just don't know if they do
try-
all of the big
I
ones or
don't know
not.
if there's a cost for it. I'll have to look into that. But apparently it's working. It got them onto Tubi. And so hopefully it'll be a good option for us rather than having to get an agent because that's a slippery world anyway.
No, yeah, probably not an agent, but we might have someone to help with the distribution process.
And that's
to
kind
figure
of what they do is they
Yeah.
become your distributor rather than an individual that wants to make a lot of money off of you.
Peter talking about the trailers got me very
I'll
interested.
send you.
Oh yeah, definitely check out. There's
So
two.
I gotta watch the trailer.
We
gotta watch the trailer.
so far we have two trailers up. We have a teaser trailer, which is just like a small scene from the movie, and then we have the main trailer, which you guys have.
Was the teaser trailer where like you get hit like with a bolt of lightning and like disappear and melt?
No,
No, is that a different clip?
that might be a different zapper. No, it's
The
it's
Wizard of Oz,
basically
Peter.
it's me versus the deer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you guys get a sneak peek. We'll
Yeah,
send
you get a little
sneak peek
you
of
get a
it.
little scene of the deer attacking me.
Oh,
and,
excellent.
So who played the deer? Did you?
Oh,
it's
that
just
was
a-
definitely
is
a fake deer.
is
like a,
no,
like
it wasn't
taxidermy
it was a
deer.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Yeah.
fake deer. It was a dead deer that's
Yeah,
been
it was-
stuffed
it was-
and.
And a lot of the film is like super meta, super like how do you describe?
We don't want to spoil the
Yeah.
meta stuff because that becomes like a big thing in the story. But it's very cartoony, very Yellow Submarine, very Monty Python, you know.
Yeah.
And also it captures a style of film that I don't think anyone has done before, and that's not us gloating. I really don't think
We just haven't seen it.
the world of this movie, throughout the movie, the colors strobe through different. It changes. The hue changes through different colors.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie.
And that's that's not just a gimmick. That's the universe of the movie, and I don't think anyone's done that before in the film.
How did you do that? Did you do that with lenses in real time? Or was
No, that was
special
all
effects after post-production?
that was all through Adobe Premiere, and I'm pissed at Adobe.
There's the
They
answer
took
to that.
that
They
effect away.
use Adobe in there. That's some
Yes,
same frustrations I have with some
Yeah,
things that change,
exactly.
too.
That's good.
Yeah.
But his hue.
Maybe they'll put it
there's
on
a-
after the movie comes up. And
Right.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Special comment by management. The opinions of the guests do not reflect the opinions of
Yeah,
Two Men and a Duck Entertainment or the Third Show.
No, to be fair, we love Adobe. Adobe
We
is
use it for everything,
yeah.
but
I love
Jesus.
Adobe, but don't take away my hue effect, please.
Since I am a part of this staff, I won't give you I use a lot of Adobe, but yeah, I understand they do odd things.
Yeah, they do very odd
Wait,
things.
How long did it take you to film this?
I think it took.
8 months?
I don't even know if 8 months, maybe
6?
probably like 7. I want to say we started it.
Filming took a lot less time than editing.
We started in summer of 2021. Took a kind of a break, sort of moving to the Springs, and then started again in I want to say September, and then we filmed until
January.
I want to say January, February, sometime around there. So
Editing's been about over a year now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that
But,
typical that your post-production
We
is
just use so
the
much
longest,
green screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the longest part of it.
Editing
Yeah.
always, even without green screen, editing
Yeah.
always is the longest part.
Yeah.
And so you filmed like a lot of weekends and nights, and when you could get your cast
Whenever.
together.
Yeah, I mean, me and Sky were the main characters per se. Well, I shouldn't even say main characters. There's a lot of different characters in the film, but we're kind of, our parts we kind of took on whichever day we felt was best. We have all the green screen stuff at home and camera equipment, so we would just film more when it felt right,
So how many people are in this movie?
We have a cast of 29 actors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Total.
quite-
Yeah, total. That's including us.
It doesn't feel like that much when we were filming it, but then when we did the credits, we were like, "Oh,
Yeah, there's a
my
lot of-
God, there's a lot of people."
And we had We had two voice actors
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Somebody
we-
played a deer.
Yeah, some people just no. A lot of the voice actors, like my uncle was a voice actor in it, who's amazing. He actually did an audiobook for the entire Holy Bible, so
wow.
check it out.
Wow.
Awesome.
But he did a voiceover, and then you also had someone else do a voiceover.
Yeah, Rob Milton, who's pretty popular. He's mostly a guy who does his services off of Fiverr. So I hired him off of there. Everyone makes jokes about Fiverr, but there's very talented people on Fiverr. So
Yeah.
there's
a lot of things that aren't $5.
Yeah, everyone talking smack about Fiverr needs to just shut up because there's some very talented people. So
We got lucky. Mikey, our
got
mentor, we
very-
got him. It was all good.
yeah, we had a lot of great people working on this, but
Yeah.
29 people, which is the most I've
We didn't
ever
have all of them
worked with.
show up on one day.
No,
That's the
well, yeah,
difference.
of course, you know.
we only had like 2 or 3 people show up to set like every shoot day.
Yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't put 29 people on our
Yeah,
team.
no, it's
Screwed
fairly
that up.
broken up.
Do you have any?
Maybe 29 cats.
Yeah.
There's a few. We did a day of just extras where we had like I want to say like 5-6 people show up, and we're shooting a bar scene, so we needed people to be the
That's
patrons in the bar. So we did a day where we just kind of filmed them sitting at a table drinking, stuff like that.
They were cool.
Yeah,
we
that
also
was a-
paid them too, which was nice.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
So-
We were in a position at that point to pay like a decent amount for every extra or every actor.
So since Tubi, maybe Amazon, and all these others, do you think you'll be making your money back? And
God, I hope so.
Probably not.
If we do a good job,
How
if
they
we do
pay.
a good job with promotion and getting the movie out there, if people like it and they spread it around like wildfire, then I think we'll be okay. You know,
Is that what they pay based on how many views?
Yeah, you know, Amazon, I don't want to, we're going on Amazon, so I don't want to talk smack too much, but they only pay a penny an hour per hour.
Per viewer household sort of thing?
Well, per hour, you know.
And per hour viewed.
So if,
Yeah.
So if,
So if the TV's on for an hour,
Right.
Yeah, if they're watching the movie for an hour, we make a penny.
So yours is about 90 minutes, so you get a penny and a half.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah,
watch
pretty much.
Sweet. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. Well, on that note, a penny saved, a penny earned. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Peter from Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching, and as you know, I do help people with drug and alcohol recovery issues. I love to help people get better, but I also offer a variety of other services, including regular life coaching services. I've helped several people write and finish a book. I've helped a doctor that was in medical school graduate and then get into a residency. And I also actually have quite a background in mathematics, and I do some math tutoring for the GED as well as the ASVAB for those that are thinking about a career in the military. So my contact information is on the screen. Please send me an email or a text, and we can talk about some of these services and how I can help. That's Peter Grigg at Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching. Well, welcome back to segment 5 of the third chair, even though there's 4 chairs. And we have our guest, Nick.
3 chairs and a stool. My cushy stool, I had to give up, and I had to stand that.
Man, that was not fair.
Life is around.
Where you had a starring role in the film Mealtime. Tell us about that film.
So I wrote and directed Mealtime. It was basically a short film of self-exploration. It had a lot to do with like self-acceptance and the pervasivity of eating disorders in the world, despite appearances or certain like medical diagnoses or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool. It was in the Women for Film segment of the festival, which I was in the bracket with like really good filmmakers, which was really cool.
It was a good film. I saw it. I thought
you.
you did a good job.
Thank you.
And that's not a topic that's easy to talk about or broach. A lot of very hush-hush behind closed doors.
I honestly didn't get very much hate at all for it, which was nice. I got pretty good feedback about it, so that was really good to see. For sure.
Yeah. And had you been thinking about making that film for a while, or was that sort of more recent, on the spot inspiration?
A little of both. It was my turn. So.
It was your turn. I mean, do you have like topics in a bowl, and it's like, okay, it's my turn. Put your hand in the bowl. We're going to do.
I think it's just what strikes, whatever
Elephants in
inspiration.
Africa. Yeah.
Joking,
Whatever
but it's
inspiration
pretty.
strikes us.
Next
I think.
film will be about cat juggling.
Yeah.
It's not inaccurate.
cat juggling is Nick's.
So yeah, it was something that I always wanted to, because from my past, it was something that was really important to me. And it was nice to get out. But looking back at it, I wish I incorporated some more like surrealist type of elements to it. Luckily, Nick did the editing, so it was easier to kind of like
throw my little signature style in
make it
there.
a little bit more interesting, because I think my work as a whole by itself can tend to be a little bit of a downer. So I think
A streak of dark.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. Not every movie has to be all.
it's usually pretty
giggles
raw and sad. So
Yeah.
Nick luckily brings to my work a lot of really nice elements. So that
Thank you.
was good. Yeah.
Obviously, a dynamic team. Yeah, and
But that's good. You're kind of opposites in a
Yeah.
way because that works because you can pick up ideas and support each other with ideas
Definitely,
from the
yeah.
other's point of view.
so if people would like to contact your company, suppose someone's thinking about a project, a commercial for Facebook, a short film, acting lessons, what's
Bridezilla.
Bridezilla.
Don't jinx us.
What's the best way for people to do that?
You plug it.
So we're on Facebook, Gatsmenta Films. We're also on Instagram and TikTok at Gatsmenta Films. I also have my personal Instagram account and Gatsby303, and Sky has hers, which she'll plug.
Sky Armenta. Yeah. It's super easy to find. It's just my
Alright.
name.
And so you would like people to send messages to you through that mechanism?
Yeah, they
Oh,
can
yeah.
go through the messenger on Facebook for Gatsmenta Films, or you can just email us at gatsmentafilms@gmail.
Okay,
We
that-
check that every day.
Yeah, and we're
so-
very open to collaborating and,
Yeah.
doing business with local talent, so...
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you. And you have agreed to stay on for another episode. And so I'm going to say please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell icon so you know when we've uploaded another episode. Good night from the third chair.